couple people whom I would like you to meet, a couple of my kids, three of them who are here. We have Willow, Piper, and Trig Palin. So glad to have them on the trail with me. All right, Nevada. Now, John McCain and I, we take your state motto so seriously. All for country. And let's take a moment to honor the Americans in this crowd who have put our country first. Those of you who have served in the past as veterans or you're serving us today, if you could raise your hand and let us honor you guys. We thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, so we are here near UNLV's campus, the home of the Runnin' Rebels. It's great to be here as part of a team that has a kinship with them. And John and I, though we don't call ourselves the Runnin' Rebels, we consider ourselves a team of mavericks. And we do share that unique spirit, though, and I hope that we can count on you to put the maverick of the Senate in the White House. November 4th, we need your vote, Nevada. Are you ready to help carry your state to victory? Are you ready to make John McCain the next president of the United States of America? Thank you. Send us to Washington to shake things up. Thank you. And today I have another question that's especially for the women in this audience and all across our great country. All you women. Yes. Are you ready to break the highest, hardest glass ceiling in America? Such an honor for me today to have up here on stage some very independent, very courageous, very accomplished women, and I am so honored to get to introduce you to these women who've broken a few glass ceilings of their own. And I'd ask you gals to stand up here as I introduce you. First, Promilia Bartholomew is a small business owner and a member of the Democratic National Platform Committee. She's with us today. Thank you. To have with us also Linda Kling, the former Oregon president and now vice president of the National Organization of Women. She's here with us today. And Shelley Mandel, president of the Los Angeles chapter of the National Organization for Women, here with us today. And Lynn Rothschild, also you may have seen her on television a whole lot lately. She is a member of the Democratic Platform Committee. She is here with us today. And Elaine Lafferty, a former editor-in-chief of Ms. Magazine. They are here today to endorse the McCain-Palin campaign. We are proud, and I thank them for their confidence, for their support, especially for their courage. Thank you. Thank you. Man, yes. Okay, you guys can sit down if you want to. Thank you. Thank you. Our opponents think that they have the women's vote all locked up, which is a little presumptuous. Little presumptuous, since only our side has a woman on the ticket. So, in the audience, but again, this is for the women in the audience here. When it came time for choosing, somehow Barack Obama just couldn't bring himself to pick the woman who got 18 million votes in his primary. And that seems to be too familiar a story, isn't it? That how it is for so many American women. The qualifications are there, but for some reason the promotion never comes. There's always some long explanation for why they got passed over, or some unseen barrier, some excuse. And that's just one of the things that I so admire about John McCain. He is not someone who makes excuses. You've got to ask yourself, why wasn't Senator Hillary Clinton even vetted by the Obama campaign? Why did it take 24 years, an entire generation, from the time that Geraldine Ferraro made her pioneering bid until the next time that a woman was asked to join a national ticket? In the long history of our country, 74 people have held the position of president or vice president. And why have the major parties given America only 2 chances to even consider a woman for either office? 88 years after women gained the right to vote, and 83 years after Nellie Taylor Ross of Wyoming became the first woman governor in our great nation, and 60 years after Margaret Chase Smith was elected to the Senate, this glass ceiling, it is still there, but it's about time that we shatter that glass ceiling once and for all. There is a difference between what Barack Obama says and what he does. And his primary opponent wasn't the first one to notice this. Out on the stump, he talks a good game about equal pay for equal work. But according to the Senate payroll records, women on his own staff get just 83 cents for every dollar that the men get. That's $9,000 less every year than he pays the guys. And you got to ask, what is with that? Does he think that the women aren't working as hard? Does he think that they are 17% less productive? And Barack Obama can't say that this is just the way that it's always been done around the Capitol, because I know one senator who actually does pay women equal wages for equal work, Senator John McCain. Just another reason why American women, Democrat, Republican, Independent, should not let Barack Obama just take their votes for granted. And let me give you a few more reasons, starting with his plan to, as he puts it, spread the wealth around. That is how our opponent defended his so-called tax cut to Joe the plumber the other day. Or Wendy, the plumber's daughter. There you go. Now that spreading the wealth around really is just a scheme for income distribution. Joe didn't buy it. Joe the plumber, he would have none of that. He called him on it. In fact, he said that he sure thought that sounded like socialism. Joe the plumber. And the rest of us shouldn't buy it either, especially the millions of women in America who own small businesses. Women start as many new businesses as men start, and they are entrepreneurs trying to make a better life for themselves and for their families, and trying to make payroll for their employees. They're women, just like Irma Aguirre is her name. She owns a restaurant close by. She dreamed for years of owning her own restaurant, and she made it just a year ago. Irma, she owns the La Madonna Mexican restaurant right here in Las Vegas. She employs 20 people, Latino. And she is exactly the kind of small business owner whose taxes would go way up under the Obama tax plan. And the health care fines and the mandates that our opponent would impose aren't going to help her much either. They're going to force her to let employees go if they are too high, and they could even put her out of business. And our opponent thinks he's got problems with Joe the plumber. Well, he should talk to Irma the restaurant owner, because she's voting for John McCain too. Those who work inside the home and outside of the home, they're overlooked by politicians in Washington, and Barack Obama hasn't given us a single reason to believe that he would be any better. A company's balance sheet tallies up just the same whether it's a man who owns the business or a woman. And women want the same opportunities as men, and they're entitled to the same rewards. See, the point here is that women would suffer just as much from the massive tax increase that Senator Obama proposes. And, you know, there are a lot of families in this country with no father present. And when we make laws in Washington, those laws need to understand that they need to serve the mothers who are taking care of their families. And I've been very, very blessed to have a husband who's supported me along the way. He's a great dad who doesn't disappear at bath time or run from diaper duty, and I appreciate that, but a lot of women have it much, much harder than I've had it, and they need child care, which today can cost some families a third of their household budget, and they need reforms in labor laws that allow greater flexibility in the workplace, including more telecommuting, and they need a tax code that doesn't penalize working families. They need health care that the family can take with them when they move or change jobs, and they need better choices in retirement plans and worker retraining when things get tough. Women also need equal pay for equal work and not just be a talking point. Really, it is that simple. It's a matter of fundamental fairness in this country. And to make all this happen, working mothers need an advocate, and they will have one when this working mother is working for all of you in the White House. Congress passed a law that's come to be known as Title IX, and that law allowed millions of girls to play sports. And over time, that opened more than just the doors to the gymnasium. Along with other reforms, Title IX helped us to see ourselves and our futures a different way. Women of my generation were allowed finally to make more of our own choices with education and with career, and I have never forgotten that we owed that opportunity to women, to feminists who came before us. We were allowed to be participants instead of just spectators on the achievements of others, and I was lucky to have a lot of support at home too. Now, among the many things that I owe my parents is one simple lesson, and that was, this is America, and every woman can walk through every door of opportunity. Opportunity is not just the cause of feminists, it's the creed of our country, equal opportunity. And if I'm given the honor of serving you in the White House, I intend to advance that creed in our own nation and beyond, because across the world, there are still places where women are subjugated and persecuted, as they were in Afghanistan. places where they're bullied and brutalized and murdered in honor killings, places where women are sold like commodities in the nightmare world of the sex trade, and places where baby girls are unwelcome as a matter of state policy, and their mothers are forced to have abortions. Now, no one person, no one leader can bring an end to all of those ills, to all of the injustices inflicted upon women, but I can promise you this: if I am elected, these women too will have an advocate and a defender in the 47th Vice President of the United States. Advocates for women's rights right here in the United States and around the world, and we will confront the challenges that our country faces, challenges that concern all Americans. Let me tell you a couple of other things that we will embark on to better this great country. We will set this country firmly on a course towards energy independence. Yes. And we will find better ways to tap into what we've already got: our oil, our clean natural gas, our coal, and our energy plan is going to create hundreds of thousands of new jobs for hardworking Americans. John and I will adopt an all-of-the-above approach to meet America's great energy challenges, and that means harnessing alternative sources like wind and solar and geothermal and biomass. And we'll develop clean coal technology, and we will safely drill for the billions of barrels of oil that we have underground, including safely developing offshore resources. We'll drill here and we'll drill now. Now you can chant. Drill, baby, drill. Drill, baby, drill. Now, we must do this because it is nonsense. 30 years of failed policy in this country not getting us anywhere towards this energy independence that we need to head towards. Currently, we're circulating hundreds of billions of U.S. dollars into foreign countries, asking them to ramp up production for us. We've sent our Energy Secretary Bodman and our own president over to the Saudis, asking them to produce more so that we can purchase it. Some of these countries that we pay to buy their energy sources, some of these countries do not like America very much, and they use energy as a weapon. Now, we need to be circulating those dollars here in the United States of America to create jobs for all of you. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. It is for the sake of our nation's security and our prosperity. We need American energy resources brought to you by American ingenuity and produced by American workers. Yes. So John and I have talked about some of those missions that we are so anxious to get to work on, and I will help lead on. We need to reform government, put it back on your side. We will put our country first. That is our first mission. Also, that energy independence that is so necessary. But another mission that is especially near and dear to my heart, and that is to help our families in this country who have children who have special needs. And it was Mother Teresa who said that God has created each one of us, every human being, for greater things, to love and to be loved. And no matter what our party is, no matter our political affiliation or our gender or our background, there really is a voice of humanity in the words that Mother Teresa has spoken, words that speak to all of us. John and I have a vision of an America where every innocent life counts and every child has a chance to contribute, where every child is cherished. And that is the spirit that I wish to bring to Washington, D.C. As governor, I've been able to secure more assistance and funding for our children with special needs in the public schools. But as vice president, I want to do more. I do want to usher in that spirit into D.C., and I want to make sure that these children and that all of our families do know they'll have an advocate, they'll have a friend in the White House. So Nevada, November 4th is coming so quickly. 2 weeks from now, it is that time for choosing, and it's going to come down to what we believe in. I want you to know that what John McCain and I believe in is what Ronald Reagan believed in. We believe in the forward movement of freedom and not the constant expansion of government. And we believe that it's time to break the highest and hardest glass ceiling in America. And we believe that the best of America is not all gathered in Washington, D.C., but it is here, it is in the kindness and the goodness and the courage of everyday, hard-working Americans, the women who work the night shifts in our factories, and they raise our children, and they teach our children, and they get up every day and keep the American dream alive. And we believe that the best of America is found in those of you who you grow our food, you run our factories, you fight our wars, you protect all of us, and you protect the virtues of freedom, and you have done that, and we thank you for that. We do believe in the promise of this great country and in all of the opportunities that we wish for ourselves and for our sons and for our daughters. And we believe that America is not the problem. America is the solution. Nation, but we do learn from our mistakes, and we are that beacon of hope, though, for all who seek equality and freedom and opportunity. And we still believe that America is that shining city on a hill that Ronald Reagan used to speak of. And I am so thankful that we have someone ready and worthy to lead it, someone who inspires us with heroic and trustworthy deeds instead of just words. So if you believe in what we believe in, and if you're ready to shake Washington up, and if you're ready to clean up Wall Street, if you're ready to get our economy back on the right track, and if you're ready to win these wars, and if you're ready to break one glass ceiling once and for all, then John McCain and I, we are asking for your vote. Which is coming so soon. You're going to hear our opponents go on and on about how they'll claim to fight for you. But since he usually won't say this on his own behalf, please let me say it for him. in this campaign, there is only one who has ever really fought for you, and he has the courage to keep on fighting you. That man is John McCain, and I thank you for supporting him.